We're going to go all the way up to the front of this section. Nobody here? There are room for 5 planes here if everybody does it right. Somebody parks in the middle, there aren't.
So if there are 5 planes here, those people are backed up?
Yep. Runway 3 right.
So you might be number 3 or number 4 or number 5 in the run-up area.
At Alpha and hold short runway 3 left.
We're up here, there's room for 4 more planes behind us. Here's where we do our pre-takeoff checklist. Okay. So that's the checklist again. Turn the radio down.
Okay. Flaps at 10 degrees?
No. What kind of takeoff is that? All right, so 0 to 10.
So when would you use
10 is for short field and soft field takeoff.
Short
You aren't ready for that.
A mixture, best power.
That's full rich.
Carb heat is off.
It's off.
Pitot heat as required.
We don't have one.
Transponder, alt plus squawk.
Is on altitude and 1200.
1200 is your default. Give you one. Heading bug.
There's no heading bug. That's part of an autopilot system, but the heading correct to the compass is what you're looking at.
Doors and windows.
Doors are closed. We're not worried about the windows yet.
Okay. Landing light.
We don't need a landing light in the daytime.
Okay. Robes are already on. Beacon.
Yeah, the beacon light is required anytime the engine's running.
Note the time.
We aren't going on a cross-country trip. We don't have to have the exact time.
Brakes relief.
Whoa, you're looking at takeoff.
Pre-takeoff.
Here's pre-taxi. Assume all the pre-taxi's done.
Okay.
We're at run-up.
Okay. Fuel is on.
Yep.
Trim is to take off. Head center. Flight controls.
All right. Look at them and make sure they go the right direction. Both sides. All right. Look back over your right shoulder. Elevator. All the way up and down. Rudder pedal. Left. Right. So you make sure that all the controls in here make the stuff outside do what it's supposed to.
Right.
All right.
Okay. Instruments.
Okay. Heading indicator was set. This is 1,000 feet. That's just vibration. You've got screws missing here and down there.
Yeah.
Be one down here for that matter. We got oil pressure over here. We got our fuel gauge showing over half. The other one doesn't show anything and never has. The oil temperature is gradually coming up. Amperage is showing positive. So everything's good.
That's the oil pressure, that's the oil temperature?
Yeah. Yeah, but you can't see it.
All right. So, mixture, best power, primer in and locked. Yep.
So make sure it won't. It's on your side. Make sure it won't pull out.
Locked. 17.
No, it didn't. See? Push that notch in the slot and give it a quarter turn. Once it's in. You just put fuel into the thing pushing on that. Oh, that's why I tried to die. You flooded it. So always make sure that is locked after you prime.
Gotcha.
All right.
All right. So we're going to run it up to 1,700 RPM.
We're watching the 1,700 here. Holding the brakes, of course. Now I'm holding them in case you aren't.
I am holding it.
And anywhere close, it doesn't matter if it's 20 or 30 more. All right. You ever done a mag check?
No, but I think I know.
Well, I'm going to do one first.
Right.
So on the key, see the R position?
Yep.
That's two from both. So I'm going to go R, RPM. That sounds like it's about to die. Okay, go back into 1,000. So what you're doing is making sure it runs at full idle, which you're going to have when you come into land. You don't want it to die just because you pulled it all the way to idle. If the mechanic had it adjusted too low or something.
You like it at 1,000 RPMs, like when you're
1,000
stopping?
normal. Yeah.
That way you're not going to roll backwards. Always going to have a little forward.
This thing wouldn't roll backwards unless you're on a slope.
Gotcha.
The
Okay.
propeller is trying to pull it forward.
Okay. Flap. Don't need to worry about that.
Nope.
Make sure we know where it is. Carb heat's off. Pitot heat as required.
Don't need that.
Transponder's good. Heading doors, windows.
Windows closed, of course.
Yep,
We do
landing.
not need a landing light for takeoff. Nothing can see a landing light except that something that's looking at you from straight in front of you. And for something there, I'm going to see him. I'm not going to burn out a $100 bulb turning it off and on 34 times a week.
Done. All right. Go to the
All right, on takeoff. That's if we're going on a trip and we knew the trip's supposed to take us 2 hours and 30 minutes, we would start a timer. We're not doing that today.
Gotcha.
But full throttle, so on the runway, heels on the floor, no brakes, push the throttle all the way in and keep your hand on the throttle.
Okay.
Rotate at about 50.
Okay.
43 is in knots, so on your airspeed, when the airspeed gets up to about 50, you're going to be sitting about like this. You'll just pull back a couple inches or so and just hold it there. Take
Okay.
off.
When you're taxiing, are you all the way in, like with your, like the tail up, the tail being pushed?
You mean this? Not
Yeah.
me. I do this so prop wash is hitting the back of the elevator and helping take weight off the nose gear.
Gotcha.
The engine is the heaviest part of this plane and sitting right on top of your nose strut.
And this would be like a field, like a grass field.
Yeah.
You'd want to keep that heavy,
Yeah.
that nose heavy,
But
that nose light.
even on concrete, the plane will steer easier with the rudder pedals with less weight on the nose gear. It's just too much weight, so you have to force the thing to turn harder.
Okay, that makes sense. All right.
Ready for takeoff?
We are ready for takeoff.
All right.
That's 178 Alpha Foxtrot, runway 3 left, taxi to Martin.
Runway 3 left.
So I'm going to tell him our run-up's
And Monitor
complete.
Tower,
He's going to tell us to
what's
taxi over there and monitor the tower. Ground 3916 Juliet, run-up's complete.
Says 3916 Juliet behind the other Cessna, 8 Alpha Foxtrot, runway 3 left, taxi to Martin. Stay late.
3916 Juliet behind 8 Alpha Foxtrot, 3 left, 1 tower. All right, add a little bit of power, no more than 300 or 400, but you got to add it. Just push.
Last call, say again?
Push. A little more. There you go. Now, that's all it takes. Now you bring some of that power
Feature down, Cessna 404 Delta Charlie, right.
Clear for takeoff. Left turn to the west approved.
Less power. Less power.
178 Alpha.
We're going to pull up right behind you. So see the yellow flashing lights?
You?
Stop before your nose crosses. Gentle braking, both sides. And you can steer while you're applying brakes on both sides, so stop anywhere in here. And now, we just wait. We don't talk to the tower. He will tell us when he's ready for us to take off. This is where you can spend 20 minutes waiting because they keep having planes come in on base and final, and they won't let anybody take off if the guy's within 5 minutes of the
Cessna
airport.
3916 Juliet, feature tower traffic on the upwind is a Cessna going northwestbound. Your left turn to the north is approved, runway 3 left, clear for takeoff, wind 290
3916 Juliet, cleared for takeoff, left turn north approved. Set your window. Let it keep rolling. I'll let it roll it. All right. So that doesn't steer on the ground.
I know.
promise you.
I
It
know.
really doesn't. So
Then
put your
start
hand
turning.
on the throttle so you're ready. Not yet. Get it around straight on the center line. Now heels on the floor.
Okay.
Now smoothly go up to full power. Try to keep that nose on the center line. Very small movements now with rudder pedals. No delay. Full power. You're taking off. You don't go 5,000 feet down